Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning for The Scoop. We welcome you, and we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Florida's East Coast markets and all it has to offer in the different areas. My name is Maria Eisenhart. I am the Director of Referrals here at One Sotheby's International Realty. I'm joined today by a few of our great managers. We have Sandra Madsen, the Managing Broker of our Weston office. We have Bobby Holt, who manages our offices in Vero Beach and Melbourne. And we have Fernando de Nunez y Lugones, our Executive VP of Development Division.
Good morning, everyone.
And today we're going to go ahead and start it off with Sandra, who will be talking to us about Weston. And with no further ado, Sandra, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for an introduction and putting this together. It's awesome. Good morning, guys. I am so excited to be here, and I hope you all learned something today about my beautiful part of town, the city of Weston and the neighboring cities of Davie and Southwest Ranches. So if you can see, everybody I hope can see the map right there. We're not on the coast. Sorry, Bobby, it's not all about the beaches. But we're only 18 miles away from the Fort Lauderdale beaches and 28 miles away from Miami. So we do not have the Atlantic Ocean at our doorstep, but we do have our beautiful river of grass, the Florida Everglades, with abundance of wildlife and natural beauty. So that's what we have here. If you see Weston, it's a very, very successful community. It's one of the most successful master plan communities in the nation, developed by the same group that developed Disney World. So clients love it. They love the pristine landscaping. They love being away from the hustle and bustle of the city. When I moved here, I've lived here for 25 years. And when I moved here 25 years ago, I didn't want city life. I didn't want the heavy traffic. I didn't want the tourists. And I didn't want that hefty price tag for a decent sized home and a decent sized lot. I wanted to raise my family. I came here with 5 children, then I had 2 more children. So I had 5 kids, so I needed something safe for them to live at, a safe place for them to live at. I wanted excellent schools. I wanted public schools so I could afford them. I wanted a large enough house, a large enough lot for the kids, for the dogs. So I didn't want to go to the east side. So I wanted a place where they could thrive and be happy. So that's why I looked to the west. And I discovered I'd never heard of Weston before, because in those days it had just become a city, was incorporated in 1996 actually. So I'd never been to the west side of Broward County. So I discovered it, and just as all of us who live here, I just fell in love with it. Because Weston, you can talk to any of the residents, the clients that we have brought here. We are just a treasure chest of beautiful parks. We have, here in Weston, we have 16 regional parks. We have the most beautiful county parks in the county, green spaces, equestrian trails, bike trails, beautiful neighborhoods, and the best public school system in the state of Florida. A lot of our students go on to Ivy League schools. Even one of my daughters, she's at Harvard. So that's just a testament to the excellent education that we have here. And the clients, they just love it. Sometimes they come and they know about Weston from friends, from families. Sometimes we're the one that gears them depending what they want. So, we have something for everybody. Our communities have all different price ranges, all different type sizes of lots. Our price points go from 300,000 to about 4 million. And then in the neighboring cities of Davie and Southwest Ranches, they go basically 300,000 to 10 million. So depending exactly what the client wants, we have clients, of course, they want the schools, they want for the children. Then Weston, that's where we guide them. And Weston is just an amazing place because it's just like it was in the past. The children, they have all these recreational facilities, and we have the best soccer program in the nation. And at the same time, in all the cul-de-sacs, the children get together. It's so safe. They play together like it was like 50, 60 years ago. They just bike together, they play together. It's like what our parents and our grandparents used to live. So it's an amazing place. We have the golfers, and we have these prestigious golf courses. So that's attracts them to Weston too. We have the biker, the cyclist, we have the best, even though we have no mountains here in Florida, but we have this amazing mountain bike course in Markham Park. And for the road bikers, it's a very, very biker cyclist friendly city. We have 4 to 6 miles of bike trails. And some of them are right smack on the Everglades. So you can imagine just those sunsets, and I see them just riding. I'm not a cyclist. I'm a horse rider, but I'm not a cyclist, so I'm not really good balance there. But I see them, and I just envy them, and they just go. They're just that backdrop of the Everglades, watching the sun go down. It's just amazing. And then we have the clients who have horses and they like riding, or they like those large, large, large lots. So we take them to Southwood Ranches, we take them to Davie, and which has that more rural feel, and also excellent schools. But then you have all types of homes there. You have the small farms, you have the medium farms, you have the large equestrian facilities, you have equestrian schools, you have equestrian trails, as you can see the picture at the bottom. That's a Davie. And I've always been an avid rider. I don't ride as much now, more for pleasure. I had my horses in Southwood Ranches, and I took advantage so much of it. My daughters too. There are horse shows all over the place, and it's just a wonderful place. It's just a wonderful place to to ride, to bike, to have a family. And Weston's actually always voted every single year by several magazines, including Money Magazine, USA Today, as the 5 best places to live in the whole nation, and the 5 best places to raise a family. So it's and it's not just families; it's people. Sometimes they're become empty nesters and they stay here. We even have over 55 communities around here because they just love the peace, they just love the quiet, they love the proximity, to Fort Lauderdale, they want to go to the beach, to Miami, but you don't even have to leave if you don't want to. We have charming restaurants, we have charming shopping, we have concerts, we have art festivals, we're 10 minutes away from Sawgrass Mills Mall, which is the biggest outlet mall in the nation. We have the Hard Rock Seminole casino, which is like the largest entertainment venue right now in Florida, aside from Disney World, of course. But so we all have that right at our doorstep. There's not even any need for you to go out, and it's so safe. We have the lowest crime rate per capita of all Broward County. Everyone leaves their door open. It's like being in the middle of all these Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Palm Beach, and having just this safe haven, this wonderful haven to raise your family and to just be there. And I'm seeing now that Weston, it's the second generation is coming in. So we see like these empty nesters, all these children have gone, and now they're coming back. They're coming back to raise their families here. Like even one of my daughters, that she's come back here to raise her family. So what better testament to the value of a city, to a value of a town than all those memories, beautiful memories of growing up and being here, and then wanting your children to also grow up here. So I think it's a very stable environment financially. During the crash of 2008, it was we didn't suffer as much as the rest of Florida because we're geared to a school market, we're geared to families, we're geared to a much more stable, not a speculation style market. And for a vacation home, if you want vacation home with room to roam, for room to bring your extended family, to bring your friends, to bring guests, this is the place to be. If you want, it's full of lakes. We don't have the ocean, but we have lakes everywhere. So your home will go back a lake. And also if you want an investment property, the rentals here. No, we don't have short-term rentals. Not a short-term rental area, but for a yearly rental, people just want the schools here. They want the lifestyle. So the homes just rent so quickly. It's just amazing, and the rental prices you can get, and we have gated communities, we have non-gated communities in Davie. We have a lot of athletes that live in Davie because they want that privacy, they want that laid-back feel, like NFL players or ex-NFL players. Dan Marino lived here for so long. He was one of the founders of Weston, and so we have a lot of those, and they're just so happy. And before I go on to give an example of a property here in Weston, I just wanted a client, just as one of our sellers. We had the seller and the buyer for this property, and the seller left a note for the buyer, just to give you a testament of how much they love the city and raising their family in the city. They left this note for the buyer. I'm going to read it because I haven't memorized it. It's, "Dear Thomas and Anna, here are the original plans to this house. We thought you would enjoy having them. We wish you all the best in the future. May your family be blessed with wonderful, happy memories. We were very fortunate to find this home in this little slice of heaven that is Weston. It has built cherished childhoods, strong adults, and blessed families. Please think of us now and again when you sit in the yard watching the herons on the lake. This is an end to our days of raising our children and a new beginning for you. God bless. So, what better testament than a seller just writing that to a buyer before they move in? That is what Weston and Southwest Ranches and Davie, all this area is about. It's about caring about each other. It's about family. It's about community. And I'd like to now show you an example of what you can get in Weston for the money. You can get much more than in the East Coast. Well, this is a home, 895 Tradewood Bends in Weston. It's in a community. It's called Savannah. It has a community itself. All the communities in Weston have an enormous amount of amenities. This one has kiddie pools. It has regular pools. It has water slides. It has everything for your child. It's walking distance to elementary school. Right there's actually the charter school, a private school, and a public school. It has it's 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. It's 5 bedrooms plus an office, 5.5 baths, 5,400 square foot. It's on a 16,000 square foot lot. It has a guest house, a 1-1 guest house, totally remodeled, renovated. As you can see in the bottom left picture, you can't see the kitchen, but the kitchen is beautiful, awesome. It has a summer kitchen too. It's guard gated, as I said, with all the amenities. It's on the lake, a beautiful lake, and it has a balcony, a 300 square foot balcony. So we're not on the east side. You won't have a balcony where you can look at the ocean or look at the intercoastal, watching the boats go by. But you have a balcony where you can sit with your cup of tea or with your cup of coffee and watch the kids canoeing or fishing. So that's what we have, and that's what Weston and Southwest Southwest Ranches and Davie is all about. And without further ado, introduce you. Well, I hand it off to Bobby, who's going to talk to you about Vero Beach, which is on the beach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandra. So if you just travel north 1 hour and 10 degrees cooler, well, year in, year out, Vero Beach, Florida, is usually about 10 degrees cooler than in South Florida. We are the northernmost county of South Florida. So we get to all the benefits of South Florida without getting quite as much heat. When you arrive into an area, and we have a nickname, and it's called the Hamptons of South Florida. And the reason is because people from South Florida move up or get summer homes up in Vero Beach because of the temperature and because of it is an oceanfront community. Vero Beach has very strict building zoning restrictions, so you can't go higher than 3 stories. So our beaches are never crowded. We have 26 miles of public beaches. When you come to visit, you never have to run out early in the morning to put your towel on the beach like you do in some other areas. The beaches always feel very, very open and very available. We do allow dogs on certain parts of our beaches. We have during turtle nesting season, which is now, they're very strict about that. But so we're big in turtle nests or turtle. We have sunrises, not high rises. We are a destination for surfers. We have been designated as one of the top surfing destinations in the United States. The Vero Beach, it's a small area. It has the highest number of retired CEOs of any county in the United States. And that's not a well-known fact. And the reason is because it's a very quiet community. If you choose to go black tie every night of the week, you can. And if you choose to wear shorts all day long and all evening long, you can. It doesn't make a difference. So it's a very accessible community that you make your own lifestyle. We have a regional theater that has won many awards. They do original productions. They go to New York to audition the actors, and hopefully the theater will be opening soon for next season. With the pandemic, we had to close, which was very sad for all of us. We have a wonderful museum. It's just a wonderful, wonderful community. It has a little bit of everything. We have oceanfront homes and condos. We have riverfront. We have polo communities, equestrian, golf, tennis communities. So it's really whatever you want to make it. Our price points really have a real variety of range. You can buy a home in Vero Beach in the 300,000s, and you can go up to the 25 millions. So, and recently what we found, we did a study, and the prices in Vero Beach are home prices are 70% less for a similar home in Miami. So your dollars get you a lot more. And because of this, we're finding that we're getting a lot of people from the Northeast coming down. We've always been a designation for them, and they've always come down for a second home, and then they end up retiring. But now it's a much younger group because they can work from home, and they'll get on a plane and go back to their office maybe once a month. So, and we have great schools, just like Weston does. We have a lot of outdoor activities, and with the affordable housing. So on the screen, you see an example of one of the condos. I picked an oceanfront condo since we're a ocean to river community. And this area is called Ocean Park, and it is in the heart of the Vero Beach Island area. So just you walk right out your door, you have restaurants, you have the beach, you have parks, you have restaurants, you have shopping. You never have to drive. So this particular example is 5,600 square feet under air. It has panoramic views of the ocean from all of the major rooms. So from the kitchen, which is a Julia Child's type of kitchen, it's just, you can see it in the picture, well appointed. You have a private elevator in your home as well. And it is priced at 3.75, which for an oceanfront 5,600 square foot condo or home is fantastic. So Vero is a secret that we used to want to keep as a secret, but now we're welcoming everybody to come and come to Vero Beach. So now I'm going to turn it over to Fernando, who is going to talk about some developments in our areas.
Just one thing before, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the price of the house. I'm sorry. It's the one I described is 1.25, 1,250,000. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bobby. Sorry, Fernando.
No, never mind. Maria, thank you so much for putting the panel together. Sandra and Bobby, it's a pleasure to join you. So the beauty about being part of the development division is that I work with all these amazing ladies all over our territories. And recently we have acquired a project in Vero Beach. So as Bobby was describing, it's a beautiful community. I was very impressed by the quality of life and also of the prices. Whereas, as Bobby was mentioning, we're so used to the prices here in Miami that I was in shock when you could afford in an oceanfront community for those prices. So it's an amazing thing. And Sandra, I had the chance to go to Weston like a million times since we met 15 years ago or 17 years ago now, when I was running the offices all over the other company that I worked with before. So I know Weston extremely well. It's an amazing place. A lot of my friends live in the area. They enjoy the schools. They enjoy the lifestyle, the golf. Honestly, it's amazing. It's an amazing location as well. And today is the first closing of one of the projects we represented in West Broward. So we have 180 closings to go. But so we had the chance to be representing projects all over South Florida. Now almost Central Florida. So it's very exciting. Our portfolio is extremely diversified. We have about 20 projects in total. The beauty is that each project has its unique features, the location, the amenity package, the demographic, and of course, size, type of product. So something that is very important for us is that we have concentrated a lot in what we call boutique condominiums. We're seeing with this new pandemic that the people are trying to avoid high density areas, and some of the projects we're representing, like 1000 Museum, Villa Valencia, Girardo Place, and the ones that you have on the screen, Marina Palms, the amount of square footage of amenity per unit is impressive. It's one of the key characteristics of our portfolio, that we pick up projects that are the best of its kind and they have something unique. The same thing that Zaha did is the architect behind the masterpiece that is 1000 Museum, and it's one of the most beautiful and elegant buildings that will ever exist in the skyline of Miami. Villa Valencia, for instance, is a project that has taken a totally different route. It is all about the integration of the inside and outside living with a tremendous amount of amenity for only 39 residences. So that's part of the beauty that we're seeing in all these projects that we're representing. Each one has unique features. And we go to the next one, Maria, please. So, and also the price point. We have, as Sandra was mentioning, we have projects that starts from 300,000 up to $50 million. So we have everything in our portfolio. We have condominiums. We have pretty much the portfolio that we're seeing right now is the one in Coral Gables. It's one of another amazing city to live in Southeast Florida. We have a great school district, amazing golf courses, all the shopping and entertainment that you can probably imagine, and it's very down to earth, and people are very local in nature. So this portfolio is pretty much composed of a lot of townhomes that we're seeing as resurgence of this type of properties because the people are moving. We're seeing a huge migration from the Northeast United States into all our areas because of the tax implications and the tax advantages. And also the people are looking to improve their quality of life. And the quality of life is a mix between the days in the sun, the amount of marina sleep, the amount of tennis court, the amount of golf courts that we offer, the shopping and entertainment, and more importantly, the affordability. Because if we compare the prices all over South Florida, if we compare with the Northeast corridor, they're a lot more affordable. And also the cost of living, it is also very different. For instance, the US index is 100, the US average is 100 on the index of cost of living. Southeast Florida is 115 in average, while San Francisco is 180 and New York is 245. So that means that with a lot less money, you can have quality of life. Because for me, quality of life is what you can do with your extra time, correct? Because you can make a fortune, but if you're paying taxes and your living expenses are so high, you don't have room to enjoy. So that's the beauty. We have one of the lowest tax environments in the country and one of the lowest cost of living for an urban location in the country, which is great. And that's what we're driving all the companies moving into Southeast Florida. And that's driving, of course, all these people moving, relocating for business on the younger generations, the Gen X and the millennials. But we're also seeing the people that are retiring in the United States, all the baby boomers. We have 55 million baby boomers in this country. They're choosing where to retire. And Florida is very strong contenders for all the reasons that these ladies were mentioning. The quality of life is just off the charts. And so that's what is making that almost 902 people per day are moving to Florida. 902 people per day, which 50% are coming to Southeast Florida. So that means that we need pretty much to host 450 new people per day. So when we talk about real estate developments and the people think about the long-term trends and the oversupply and why all these people coming here, it's very simple. People are moving in, and our migration is very diversified. We have been enjoying a tremendous immigration in the past from international.
Hi, Fernando. Sorry,
Yes.
I don't mean to cut you off. We have a few minutes left only, so I want them to be able to see the diverse portfolio. Do you mind if I go ahead to the next slide?
Yeah, of course, of course.
So we can end timely. Thank you.
So the portfolio from Coral Gables, we have amazing townhomes all over the place. We have also properties that are like the addition. We have the penthouse remaining. That is a beautiful oceanfront property. We have a portfolio of of properties in Aventura. That is another community that has a lot of merits in terms of school, shopping, golf, proximity to the beach, etc. You can go ahead, Maria. Next one. So also that's part of what we discuss. One less, please. One less. Thank you. So this is part of another area that we're seeing a huge, tremendous uptick in demand. That is Boca Raton, Del Rey, and Fort Lauderdale. These are products that are more for northeasterns and empty nesters that are moving west to the east, and people from the northeast moving south. And also we're seeing a resurgence of some international buyers that they are discovering communities like Fort Lauderdale and Boca Raton because they are more affordable and the quality of life is just impressive. For instance, Royal Palm Residences is just across the street from the Boca Raton Resort. It's one of the best golf courses in the country. Some people are moving to South Florida to enjoy the yachting and the boating life, like in Adagio and Fort Lauderdale. You have your boat at your doorstep, and you have 3,000 nautical miles of canals in Fort Lauderdale. It's the Venice of the United States. So we have so much to offer here, and Del Rey is another community that has been having a tremendous resurgence with Atlantic Avenue, with a lot of food and entertainment and beverage options, and a beautiful beach as well. So the portfolio is extremely diversified. We have pretty much a product for each one of you, and the main goal is to try to find your match. What lifestyle do you want to match? Are you a golfer? Are you a boater? Are you like the beach? You like horses? And that's a beauty. We can fit you within our portfolio in pretty much everything that you desire. And in addition to that, we have been leading the charts here in South Florida by representing condo offices. People are not only buying properties to use, but they're moving on relocating their companies, especially in the financial sector, technology. All these companies are moving down here, and it's a tremendous amount of personal services like CPAs, attorneys. So all these industries are growing so fast because of all the relocation of companies that they're trying to find a new home. And why not to buy offices? It doesn't make any sense long term from the taxes and from the fiscal and the equity creation to continue paying leases in a market that is getting hotter and hotter. So you can only expect appreciation or price increases on the rental prices. So people wants to buy offices, and just to have a permanent location, especially if you're going to do a special build outs, doesn't make any sense to rent. So, and also the offices are changing because of the pandemic, and we're seeing that the people are looking more into amenities and more social living and other things that they are amenities for offices that in the past was not available. So we have a little bit for everyone, and we have an amazing portfolio, and I hope you have the chance to visit us soon. That was the project that was mentioned in Vero Beach.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Bobby, Sandra, and Fernando for joining and giving the scoop on your markets and the developments throughout Florida's East Coast. I thank everyone for joining us today, and be sure to keep in touch with us. I'm the director of referrals here at One Sotheby's International Realty, and I'm glad to help connect your agents with our agents to find them the right properties, whether it's investments or relocating or finding their second home. Thank you everyone for joining again. It was a pleasure having you this morning, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.